Hey there, happy day 17 of our countdown to the live challenge workshop. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, also known as Pajama Grandma. And it's interesting, I didn't realize how much I surround myself with positive messaging. Look at Shine Always on my cup, Believe in Yourself on my what I'm soon and right now throwing away Kleenex package. I surround myself, and actually if you look at me, plant your dream. I'm sitting against a follow your dream pillow. And then I've got all kinds of sayings, start each day with a grateful heart all around me. I surround myself with things that make me feel good. And that has nothing to do with the lesson learned, my biggest lessons learned. I'm counting down my 20 biggest lessons learned in my 47 years of business. Yeah, 47 years. I've been involved in businesses, entrepreneurial businesses, small businesses, big businesses, billion-dollar businesses, corporate America, as a quality, primarily a quality executive, quality and management, leadership, right? And for an engineer, that's kind of weird, but that is the track I took when I was in corporate America. So I brainstormed as I was doing and getting ready for the live challenge workshop on March 23rd, noon, March 23rd. I'm so excited. And I'm even more excited because it looks like I'm going to be traveling during that time period. So it's going to be interesting to see how I pull off and where I pull off the live challenges, the challenge videos, but and they're not going to be videos because they're going to be live, right? How am I going to do that as I'm traveling? I might have to break out my travel microphone, but it's entirely possible, which is part of what I want to show people is that no matter what, you can do what it is that you want to do if you just commit to it and then know that you'll figure it out. Everything that we ever want to do, we absolutely positively already have everything we need inside of us to figure it out. Today, day 17, what is on our brainstorm list of the 20 biggest lessons I've learned in my 47 years of business? It is number 17, drum roll please, ask. Ask, what the heck? How can ask be one of the top 20 lessons that you've learned? Well, I got a lot of examples of how asking has changed my life. Number one, we're always asking questions, whether we know it or not, whether we realize it or not. And I learned this from Tony Robbins, right? By actually, there's things that we know intuitively our entire life, but we never think about. And Tony Robbins is the person that I remember causing me to think about this. And I thought about it when I learned it from him, and then I didn't really apply it till about 20 years later when I found myself waking up in the hospital after my sudden cardiac arrest. I was revived and brought out of my coma after they froze me and things. And the absolute first thing that popped into my head and also then popped out of my mouth was, what the F, right? What the F was the first thing that came out of my mouth. And my family apparently was laying wagers on what would be the first thing I said when I woke up. And of course, my sister, one of my sisters, of course, guessed that would be the first thing I said. Now, at that time, I didn't even realize that everything in my life was being evaluated through the filter of WTF, meaning I was evaluating everything that happened as if there was something wrong and it wasn't right and it wasn't as it should be. So I was super duper frustrated, right? And I'm sure partly that contributed to my sudden cardiac arrest. So WTF was not a great question for me. And I learned from Tony Robbins, pay attention to what is your primary question, and then does it serve you or not? WTF is not a good primary question because it means and it presupposes that there's always something wrong. And if there's always something wrong, you're always stressed out and frustrated, which at the time I was. And there was a lot wrong, trust me. There was a lot going wrong that was my primary question. But I decided that I had to ask myself a better primary question. So I thought about it actually for a couple of days. I spent thinking about, okay, well, what do I want my primary question to be? I know WTF is not serving me. I got to get rid of that. But if I want to get rid of that, I have to substitute it with something. So whenever I naturally think WTF, I just switch in this other question. I flip the switch and I switch in another question. And so my new question became, what am I creating now? So instead of WTF, what am I creating now? So if I was upset in a situation, that question still applied because I stopped and I would ask myself, is feeling frustrated, is feeling upset, is feeling angry, is feeling doubtful, worried, or fearful what I want? Do I want to create that in my life? Do I want to continue to feel that way? Do I want to feel frustrated? Do I want to feel worried? Do I want to feel doubtful? Do I want to feel afraid? Do I want to feel like I'm not good enough or not confident? No. So that would immediately cause me to ask more questions. I mean, as soon as you ask that question, what am I creating now? And then, is that what I want? And a whole slew of other questions came up that gave me better results than what I was getting back then. So my question for you today is, number one, ask yourself, what is your primary question? And if you don't know, just ask a couple people around you, because they 100% know. My entire family, even though I wasn't consciously aware of WTF being my primary mode of operation and my question at that time, my entire family knew. They knew that that was my question. And so if you don't know, ask somebody around you. Ask somebody you spend a lot of time with. I guarantee right now my kids could say and tell me what the actual primary question I'm operating on is, because although I want it to be, what am I creating now? I've kind of slipped away from that, and I'm getting back to, what am I creating now? Is this what I want? Is this the direction I want my life to go in? So ask. The other thing that is important about asking is, if you want to get something, if you know what you want and you want to get there faster and easier, ask for help. Ask people. Ask yourself questions about, well, how can I do this? How is this possible? Who can do this for me? Who can help me with this? Da 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 da. Ask the question. If you're challenged or frustrated with something, I tend to get really frustrated still. I don't get frustrated very often, but I do get frustrated over technological things on the computer that just don't seem to be working the way they have in the past, or the way they did yesterday, or the way they should in my imagination, right? And so I ask for help now a lot quicker, which is usually about a 2-week window of frustration, than I used to, right? I used to just go, and I used to believe that I had to just figure everything out myself. That is really hard, right? It's really hard to make every mistake on the planet as you're doing and wanting to achieve anything by trial and error, when there are people that have always gone before. And if you just ask, everybody won't tell you, everybody won't help you, but a lot more people will than won't. We human beings love to help other people out. We like to share our knowledge. We like to share information, especially the older we get. I think the younger we get, we feel like there's so much competition. We have to hoard all our information. We don't want to share and help other people. Some people do, but a lot of people don't. But as we get older, we realize that there is so much that we could possibly share with people. Ask me anything. And I say this at the end of a lot of my videos. If you have a question that you can't and you don't know who else to ask, just ask me. I probably won't know the answer to a lot of things, depending on what area it is you're asking me a question about. But I guarantee I do know somebody that I can hook you up with to get you to the next step to get the answer to that question. No matter what that question is, no matter what it is, no matter how hard it is, no matter how much sleep you've lost over it, I guarantee that if you ask someone, and here's a really funny thing about asking, whenever we ask something, and I learned this when I was going through the ClickFunnels certification program, that I would struggle with something technologically a little bit, and I'd struggle with it for a couple of days, and then I would finally get up the gumption to ask some of the questions. And I would type in. We still have a group of us that are certified ClickFunnels partners that ask each other questions. When we have a question, we go in there and we ask in this group, this private group. And as soon as I would type the question in there, or I would ask someone, even before anyone could possibly respond, I would figure it out. I would know the answer. It was just the act of faith, the act of asking, that helped me to see the question, because guess what? The answer was there all along. The answer was always there. I just couldn't see it. I had blinders on, and I wouldn't let myself see it. For whatever reason, probably the lesson that I needed to learn was I had to ask. Sorry about my alarm going off. I had to ask. So, are you asking for help? Are you asking the right questions? Are you getting all disappointed if you ask somebody and they say no? I hate the expression that life and business are a numbers game, but it actually is. Some people are for us, some people aren't, and most people are just in the middle and indifferent, and it doesn't matter. We're only looking for the people that are for us, people that are in alignment or congruent or consistent with what we think and feel and believe, right? We look for those people and we ask those people, and we surround ourselves with people that make us feel good. But ask. One of the biggest, most important lessons that I have ever had to learn and continue to learn on a daily basis is to ask. Yep, everything is figure-outable according to Kelly Roach. And we can figure anything out. Anything we ever want to learn and grow and figure out, we can do. Anything is possible. I believe in infinite possibilities, and that anything is possible, but it's a lot faster and a lot more fun sometimes if we just ask, right? So, share in the comments below one thing that you would like to ask about. one question you have about anything, or just say, hey, I asked a question today. Some way, just participate and show that you got this, you get this message, you understand how powerful and how important it is to ask the question. You know, they say there's no stupid questions. Sometimes. I was in a closing yesterday, and somebody, the ex-husband brought up an example of, or no, actually the realtor brought up an example of a question that someone had asked, and my husband's like, well, you know, they say there's no stupid questions, ex-husband, but maybe that qualifies, and sometimes it does. But it's better to ask the stupid question and feel a little foolish than to not ask that question at all, right? All right, have an absolutely amazing day. I will see you tomorrow with day 16, our countdown to the live challenge workshop. Please join us for the live challenge workshop. I am going to, and a group of us are going to teach you how to use challenges, which I got to tell you, I've been doing challenges my whole life. You probably have too, but using them to attract the right people to your business is the fastest, easiest way to always have a steady stream of the perfect ideal customers coming to you. And all of us, in all the businesses and all the people that I've helped and served over my decades, the biggest number one thing that they always say they need more of is customers that they want to serve, customers that come to their business, because customers are where we get all of our money. If we don't have customers, we don't have a business. So March 23rd, and you want to join the group. We have a private group where we'll do all of the action items. Every day when I do a challenge, I have an action item. Why? Because if you don't do something with the information that you get, you don't ever get a result. How many of us have ever done a course or read a book and thought, oh my God, that was great information, or gone to an event, oh my God, that was great information, and then we go home and we don't do anything with the information that we got, right? We're all excited when we're there, we're all excited when we're in the moment, we're all excited when we're reading the book, but then when life gets in the way, we get busy and we forget to apply that information. I have action items every single day. It's a little thing. It's a little thing that you need to do, but you want to do it, and we want to do it in the group. So I'll put the link in the comments below, but you're gonna want to go to, I will record the videos on a Facebook page, and I'll explain in there why I do that for you. But you want to be a part of the group, because that's where you get access to the action items, where you post your homework assignment for the day or your action item, and that enters you into a contest for great prizes, up to and including, I'm doing a scavenger hunt, a 10-day scavenger hunt with this challenge, because I love scavenger hunts. I think they're fun. And we'll do a scavenger hunt, and then everybody that gets the right answer will enter to win by April 1st at midnight. And I'll just do a drawing of all the correct answers, and whoever gets it will win a $25,000 package, which is pretty cool, right? All for participating, doing your homework, and figuring out the scavenger hunt clues, right? So you want to join the group, and I'm doing it in my Thrive Challenge. It's just a small private pop-up group that I'm doing, and so I'll put the link below, but you want to make sure you get in the group. You can watch on the page, the Thrive Challenge page, but you want to be in the group so you can actually be a part of the prizes and the competition, because it's fun. It's fun to win things. It's fun to be a part of a game, not just feel like we're having to do work all the time. That's why I hate the name workshop. I mean, oh, we're going to a workshop. That feels like work and pain to me, but not really. I love work. I love workshop. To me, work is not a 4-letter word. So that's it. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with the 16th biggest lesson I've learned in my 47 years of business. I can't even believe I say 47 years of business. But if I look in the mirror, I've earned every single one of these wrinkles. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask, because today is all about asking.